to half 2-4. Today in the episode, a real war in Madrid. Why 39 goals of Mbappe do not save him from the anger of Bernabeu. Will Real be saved by a secret German cooperation of Kroos and Klopp? Transfer madness in the EPL. City lays out crazy $120 million for Anderson. And also a scandalous meeting in Vancouver. Why did they publicly refuse to shake the hand of the FIFA president? We are figuring it out right now. Europe is officially turning blue, red, and celebrating. While some clubs do golden doubles, others break curses that lasted for years. From the sensational 37-year-old Italian in Portugal to Kane, who finally washed his hands from a trophyless career. Who has already ordered champagne? And who still has to die on the pitch for the title? We will tell everything right now. Let's start with Portugal, where real football magic happened. Porto champion. For the first time in 4 years, the Dragons returned the crown, and the young Fari Uli did it. Just think about it. A 37-year-old coach who just a year ago survived a fiasco in Ajax when the team had a huge advantage and still lost the championship in the last rounds, entered Porto and did everything the other way around. 27 wins and only 1 defeat in 32 rounds. Beautiful rehabilitation. We fly over to Spain. Barcelona practically put the medals in the pocket after a difficult victory over Osasuna, 1-2. But do you know what is the coolest? This is the reaction of Hansi Flick. When journalists asked him about the celebration, he simply cut off. The club asked me when I want to celebrate, and I told them not now, just go away. Flick is a machine. He is not even going to watch the games of Real Madrid. Says that if something happens, they will just write to him. I will not be watching Real Madrid, that's for sure. That's not for me. If anything happens, they'll let me know in our WhatsApp group. That's the level of concentration. And what about Germany? Bayern has been celebrating for a long time, and to be honest, it is noticeable by the games. After the championship hangover, they produced wild 3-3 with Heidenheim in the 32nd round. But who cares about that when Kane is with a title again? Harry started collecting trophies only after 30, and now his thoughts are only about the Champions League final in Munich. But first, PSG. After those crazy 5-4 in Paris, something incredible awaits us. Regarding the Parisians themselves, everything is calm in PSG. They confidently, though a bit slowly, take another League One. A similar situation is in Italy. Inter can be congratulated already. There is no intrigue left there. In Eredivisie, PSV has also closed all questions long ago, but all the drama now is in England. This is just a thriller. Arsenal, whom fans of competitors for years called eternally second, leads a fierce war with City. 76 points for the Gunners against 70 for the team of Guardiola, but City has 2 games in hand. Nothing is decided here yet, and every round can change everything. This season is the best confirmation that experience and youth are now fighting on equal terms. Fariuli at 37 proves that tactics are stronger than authorities, and Flick returns the winning mentality to Barcelona. But the main match of the year for me is the final in the EPL. Arsenal can finally take off this curse without a championship, but City is a machine that does not forgive mistakes. Mikel Arteta says we are keeping the dream alive. Arsenal fans have been hearing this for 22 years, but this time it seems truly close. The Athletic wrote what they have been whispering about in Madrid for a long time in the corridors. Real staff calls Mbappe a bad teammate and a bad player. And this is about a person who scored 39 goals in this season. Imagine what would happen if he scored less. Let's look at the facts, because the picture emerging here is very interesting. Marca stated it bluntly: Mbappe has had enough. And here is what's crucial to understand about this headline. Marca is not some opposition outlet. It is effectively the official mouthpiece of Madrid football. They are always pro-Real, always smoothing over the rough edges, always finding a way to present a star in the best possible light. If even they are writing that he's had enough, it means that behind the scenes, things are much worse than what we see. Spanish press writes about certain oddities behind the scenes, constant physical problems, and growing tension inside the locker room. During a training session, Mbappé had a fight with Arbe Loja because of a conflict with a staff member. In another episode, he left the pitch together with a teammate, mocking the coaching staff. At Real Madrid, where Cristiano Ronaldo is considered a standard of behavior, these are very serious accusations. ESPN confirms. Mbappé and Vinicius have extremely tense relations. He also repeatedly clashed with Bellingham. Add to this the explosive character of Rudiger, who recently had a loud fight with a teammate at the Valdebebas base, and you get a locker room where the atmosphere is far from a championship one. And you know what is most interesting? Fans after the match with Betis, when Mbappé went off after 80 minutes with knee pain, simply did not believe in the injury. They thought he did not want to fight. This is about a person who 2 years ago came to Madrid as a dream. Now, even the stands of Bernabeu doubt him. Mbappé is tired of the current results of Real and believes that the club does not do enough to fix the situation. Contract until 2029. But in football, paper is not everything. My opinion, Mbappé came to Real as a rescue, but it turned out that he is a part of the problem. 39 goals is a fact, but if you destroy the chemistry of the locker room, clash with the coach, teammates, and staff, no amount of goals saves you. Real now is without the Champions League, without a championship, with an interim coach and a star who, it seems, herself does not know whether she wants to stay there. A beautiful fairy tale, but with a very unbeautiful sequel. And now a transition to the topic that will either become the most beautiful story of the football summer or turn out to be another Spanish soap bubble. Undeceru and journalist Ramon Alvarez de Mon report, Real Madrid dreams of a double comeback. Kroos returns to the club already, almost officially, but not as a player. It is about a role in the sports department. And precisely, Kroos, according to information from sources, actively convinces Klopp to lead the team next season. That is, cross already from the inside lobbies for his future coach. Now that's an intrigue. But here the most interesting thing begins, because the situation with Klopp is a complete fog. Some say he is ready to accept the offer. There is a verbal agreement. Others, and these are already AS and goal directly, right? Klopp is not in the list of candidates at all. He still works in the Red Bull structure, recently flew to Brazil to watch RB Bragantino, and has already allegedly agreed with a German TV channel about working as an analyst at the World Cup 2026. Fabrizio Romano sums it up briefly. Everything depends on the decision of Klopp himself and the final word of Florentino Perez. Parallel to this, Mourinho, according to The Athletic, remains the priority option for the president. And here you sit and think, Real chooses between Klopp and Mourinho, between let's build something new and let's return to what already was. Two absolutely different football worldviews. I think Kroos in the sports department is smart. He lives in Madrid. He understands the club from the inside. He is an authority in the locker room. But Klopp is not just a coach who can be convinced by a call from Kroos. This is a person who left Liverpool because of exhaustion from daily club management. And now we have to believe that he is ready to enter one of the most difficult clubs in the world with a locker room on the edge of explosion, without trophies for 2 years in a row, and with Mbappé in the main role. A beautiful picture, but I, for now, want to see the signature. While United was thinking, City made a step that can become the most expensive transfer of the EPL this summer. Anderson from Forest became the main target of Guardiola. And the citizens are already preparing an offer that will make the market shudder. 120 million for a 23-year-old boy? This is either a genius calculation of the future or complete transfer madness. Let's find out why precisely him and why so expensive. So, as a matter of fact, authoritative insider Shira confirms Anderson is priority number one. After the official statement of Silva that he is leaving Etihad, a hole the size of an airfield was formed in the center of the field of the champions. And precisely the leader of Forest has to close it. In this season, he became one of the best midfielders of the league, and his role in the England national team under the leadership of Tuchel made him target number one in the whole of Europe. And now the most interesting thing, the price of the issue. The contract of Anderson with Forest is valid until June 2029, and the owner of the club, Marinakis, is not going to give away his pearl for nothing. While City planned to agree for £65 million, Forest put a price tag of $120 million. They directly nod to the example of Chelsea, who paid $115 million for Caicedo. The logic is simple. Our player is no worse. United have already actually retreated at Old Trafford. They are not ready for a price war of such scale. And for City, $120 million is painful, but not fatal, when you need to urgently save the system of Guardiola after the departure of key legends. Anderson is truly top level. His market value flew up to €52 million in just half a year, and he perfectly fits into systemic football. But $120 million? This looks like an attempt of Forest to squeeze out of City everything to the last cent, using the despair after the departure of Silva. This reminds me very much of the story with Grealish, huge money for a leader of a middle club. The question is only whether he will become a new conductor or just the most expensive rotation player in the world. Gianni Infantino is a person who sincerely believes that football heals everything. Wars, occupations, airstrikes. You just need to properly organize a handshake, and that's it. The conflict is over. At the 76th FIFA Congress in Vancouver, he decided to organize exactly that. The president of the Palestinian Football Association, Jibril Rajoub, and the vice president of the Football Association of Israel, Bassem Sheikh Suleiman, in one hall. Infantino comes out with an idea. Let's have a common photo. Let's shake hands. Let's show the world the power of football. Rajoub refused. Not just from the handshake, he refused to even be nearby. No photo came out. An awkward silence came out, and the FIFA president with an extended hand into the void. And you know what is the saddest? This is not naivety. This is detachment. When you live in a bubble where every problem is solved by a press conference and a beautiful speech, you stop understanding how real pain looks. But Infantino did not stop. On the same day, a statement about Iran. For weeks, a real geopolitical drama lasted. Airstrikes, visa scandals. The Iranian delegation did not appear at the Congress. Someone from the officials hinted that the matches could be moved to Mexico. In general, total chaos. Infantino came out to the rostrum and closed the question with one sentence: Iran will play at the World Cup 2026 in the USA. Because we have to unite people. There is no plan B, C, or D. There is only plan A, period. June 15th, Los Angeles, Iran against New Zealand. Schedule without changes. I think regarding Iran, okay, here he was right. This is his job, to keep the tournament together when everything around is falling apart. He handled this. But the handshake is a separate conversation. You cannot come to people whose land is burning and offer them a common photo as a symbol of peace. This is not diplomacy. This is PR. And the difference between these two things is precisely what Infantino, it seems, still does not understand. By the way, he announced that he is running for a third full term. He has been the president of FIFA since 2016. Count it yourselves.
Are you ready?
I could have left 2 years ago, or 3. I could have left last season. This is Bruno Fernandes, Sky Sports, interview with Gary Neville. And further, listen carefully, because further, the most interesting begins. Success in this club is something that I would never get in any other place. The joy that I will get on that day when I achieve what I want from United, this is not in any other club of the world. I know how much the fans want this. I know how much they are passionate. I know how much they are waiting for this moment. I am in the same boat with them. And I want this boat to not just stand still, I want it to move forward. Beautiful, in a captain's way. And now context. Last summer, the club finished at the lowest place in history in the EPL and lost the League Europe final. Saudi Arabia offered a bag of money. Al Hilal laid out on the table an amount that United called massive. Bruno said no, stayed. And here is what is important to understand. This is not sentiments. Bruno himself admitted that he was shocked and upset when he found out that the club was ready to let him go. That is, he stayed in spite of, not together with the club, but almost in defiance. But now the picture is different. This season, 8 goals and 19 assists in the EPL. He is 1 assist away from the Premier League record, which is currently shared by Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. Under Carrick, United are 3rd in the table and really looking at the Champions League. And precisely this is his condition for the contract extension. But there is one but. In the contract of Bruno, there is a release clause of a bit more than 60 million euros, and it is activated this summer exclusively for foreign clubs. Bayern, Real, top clubs of Serie A can call for such money, for the best player of United. I think what Bruno says publicly are words of a person who truly believes in this club. But in football, believe or not believe, a release clause is a release clause. United have 1 summer to show him this ship really moves forward. Champions League, a normal contract, an ambitious project. Otherwise, someone will simply press that button and a beautiful speech will remain just a speech.